Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Basket Pinas Predicts, powered by 1xBet. My name is Mara Aquino, your host. So today we're going to be doing a lot of things. Game recaps that happened the past few days. We have the latest news, trivia so you can win prizes, and of course, we're going to predict the future of the game to help you stay ahead. Now, I'm not doing this alone. As usual, I'm here with Nico and Naveen. I need you guys here. How are you guys doing?
Doing great as always. Kakapanood lang namin rin ng yung Gilas versus Hong Kong. And nasa tama yung prediction namin doon na magiging tambakan siya. It was a game na hindi ako masyado kinabahan at all.
Yeah. Speaking of that FIBA game that Nico just mentioned, it was a great way to see our national team play very well. Before that, they also had a big win against New Zealand. So that turned out to be really fun to watch live, feel the energy and passion of the crowd. And of course, in the mornings here in the Philippines, we still have the NBA going on.
Yes.
And it feels like there's something exciting and entertaining happening every single day.
We have a lot of updates happening. And you look so bright today with your
Thank
pink,
you.
tapos
Thank you.
your shoes.
Some people call it salmon.
Salmon. And with the facial hair, parang ang tagal ka namin hindi nakita, pero it was just Friday.
Yeah, well, I also got a cut, and I figured, instead of shaving the whole thing off, maybe keep a little
Para
bit of a
mag-compliment.
scruff there,
So that's the update with you.
Yeah.
That's
just
the update
my
with
beard.
you. Now we're gonna be talking about the NBA, and we have a lot of hot topics. So we're gonna be taking a look at what's hot in the NBA. First, let's talk about the Hornets. Grant Williams out for the remainder of the season with torn ACL. Let's take a look at this. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, the way that snapped.
Daming tao. Nunod.
So this happened in the fourth quarter. He tried to get up to walk it off, but then later on, an MRI confirmed the tear. So right now, Hornets have a 6-10 start to the season. So what's gonna happen to them? Who's gonna step up?
Well, for me, syempre nandiyan naman sina LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, tapos hinihintay pa nila sina Mark Williams, who have in my fantasy. Yung mga injury stash, because they still have those guys, no? Pero, I mean, Grant Williams is a veteran presence na I wish they had. Siguro 10 points, 5 rebounds nga with 2 assists per game. It's just really unfortunate to see those injuries na from the first glance, the fact na in a way non-contact siya. It was in the right leg, diba? It's really he's gonna be gone for a year at least with that one. So prayers out to Grant Williams. But just to be logical on where the Hornets are at right now, he doesn't move the standings much for the Charlotte Hornets with regards to where they want to be, at least here in the Eastern Conference.
So big deal, not a big deal, Naveen?
Well, long term, I think not that big of a deal for Charlotte because Grant Williams is a productive role player, but not someone who you would be like, I'm going to lose sleep at night because Grant Williams is injured, right? Well, maybe some people will. But no, Nico is right. There are other big men for Charlotte that are ready to step up. And if you're a Charlotte fan right now, you're very excited out of what you're seeing from your two main guys, LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller, who are both playing excellent as of late. One name I will mention, especially for our viewers who are fantasy basketball players, is Diabate of Charlotte. So I picked him up in my fantasy team. He played 32 minutes today because Grant Williams was injured. And guess what? 4 blocks, 2 steals.
Diabate,
So he might be able to help you win those rare categories that it's not easy to win for the fantasy players out there. But in terms of the basketball on the court, yeah, I think Charlotte should be fine.
Yeah, they're gonna survive. They're gonna survive with that one. Now with what's hot, number 2. 76ers Joel Embiid to miss second straight game due to left knee swelling. So currently he's sidelined, he's receiving treatment, but no definite timeline for his return. Actually, si Paul George then also suffered a knee bone bruise. So what could this mean for the 76ers? 3-13 record.
This just means more Jared McCain and Tyrese Maxey and more of, in a way, assess where they want to be right now. Ano na ba yung magiging challenges nila dito sa season na to, considering na we're almost, it's 25% of the season done, right? 20 games na halos karamihan ng teams ngayon. And if I'm the 76ers, pipilitin pa ba natin Joel Embiid? Depends no? Kapag mga swelling, you'll never know na baka mawawala the next day or maybe it might take another 2 weeks. But they're in a wait-and-see mode for sure. At least sa perspective ko. And maybe just ride the good story, which is Jared McCain. Para wala masyadong negativity dun sa mga stars nila. Because Jared McCain's really bring some positivity out of the 76ers.
Kung ikaw in charge ng Sixers right now, hihintayin mo ba yung return ni Embiid or would you start exploring for other options?
Well, if you're thinking about trading Joel Embiid, the question is what do you get in return, right? Because, Joel Embiid, we've seen the injury struggles over the years. There are some inconsistency issues also with regards to him staying in basketball shape. But at his best, this is an MVP caliber player. Last season he was putting up insane numbers, 30 points, 12 rebounds a game, effective shooting from the field. And this is the pillar of your franchise. If you're Philadelphia and you're thinking of dealing Embiid, you're not just dealing the best player on your team when healthy. You're also dealing, probably the face of your franchise. Because about 10, 11 years or so, Philadelphia started something called the process, which was essentially to be bad and then collect draft picks so you can collect superstars. Embiid became the focal point of that drive. So by saying goodbye to Embiid, theoretically, you're not just saying goodbye to a player, you're also saying goodbye to something you've spent like 10, 12 years building together.
So wait for him.
I would say yes, yeah.
With the 76ers, how do you see them managing their roster right now with this injury?
Wala. I feel ko wala sila masyadong gagalawin ngayon. Kasi wala namang hindi naman career-altering yung injury or it's not a season-ending injury para dun kina Embiid and Paul George. So, hindi nila gagalawin yan. Ito na yun. Kasi, di ba, parang bago tayo magsimula sa season na to, we kinda got to an agreement na top 3 ang Philadelphia at least when healthy, di ba?
When healthy.
When healthy. Pero I doubt na mangyayari na yun. I think the goal right now is maybe just stay in the top 8 or avoid the play-in tournament. Kasi kaya pa naman nila. I don't think na they are as bad as this record is showing. So, stay put and maybe give your rookies like McCain more confidence as the games go on.
And hopefully, ma-fix nila yung issue sa back end. Yung mga na-leak.
Exactly. Especially mga na-leak nila. I'm sure ayusin nila yun. Sana
hopefully,
naman.
it gets better. Now with what's hot, number 3, Scottie Pippen Jr. delivers phenomenal performance in father's former arena. Let's take a look at this. He had a career high of 30 points, 10 assists in that victory against Chicago Bulls. And he shot 13 of 16 and had 26 points in the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, Scottie Pippen Jr. is yung sinayang mo na player from the LA Lakers. Kasi parang medyo may vendetta siya kay Darvin Ham because of the way, not in a way misused him, but more of hindi lang talaga siya ginamit. And nakakatawa na makita siya na ganito na he's putting up like double-double performances. It shows na he could last long in the league. A lot of teams need yung mga ganyang player na can facilitate and also score when needed. And the Grizzlies just got another good one in him.
Yeah, and the fact that he did this in Chicago where his dad was probably the greatest sidekick ever to Michael Jordan. I mean, it's something special, right? Because you're doing it in the arena where your dad made a name for himself, where your dad became the legend he is today, and probably the same place where Scottie Jr. used to watch his dad dominate other opponents, and he, as a kid, probably dreamed himself that he could play one day. And, he hasn't been through an easy road. He wasn't a high draft pick like his dad. He's had to go through earning an NBA rotation spot the hard way, G League player, end of the bench guy, working his way up. So to see him kind of have this moment, for him, I'm sure, and for his family as well, it was an example of what perseverance can get you to.
Sabi nga niya, it was a dream come true to play where his father made a mark. Now what's hot? Number 4. Zion Williamson's return will be uncertain due to hamstring injury. So, ang daming ganap ngayon sa ating Pelicans. And if you were the Pelicans, should you trade your stars and start fresh into the season? Because this injury, for example, he won't be able to play until maybe mid-December.
Well, ako talaga, naisip ko na rin kanina nung tinitingnan ko yung mga topics regarding this ones. More of, I might trade Zion Williamson already. Pero I'm knowing the New Orleans Pelicans, they want to increase the trade value a bit more. Kasi ito yung mababa yung stock ni Zion Williamson if ilalagay natin sa ganung conversation. Mababa yung value niya ngayon dahil di siya naglalaro. Pwede sila i-lowball ng teams pag nakita na ganyan kasi pinapakita niyan desperation, di ba? So, ang naisip ko, okay, they won't trade him yet. Papalaro siya. Pagbalik niya, maybe when he showcases maybe good 5 to 10 games, then tsaka maybe they'll pitch him or their stars to different teams. Ikaw, Nels.
Well, in an ideal world, if you're the Pelicans, you find a way to trade Zion Williamson away because this has been an experiment they've tried the last few years. And it's, the farthest that they got in the playoffs was winning 2 games in one series. And that was a season where I think Zion wasn't even playing because he got injured. But the main issue here is whether it's in New Orleans or if it ends up being for another team, which I think it will have to be, can Zion Williamson be dedicated to being a pro athlete? And what do I mean by that, Mara, Nico? I mean, can he get in shape? Okay, I don't want to call him fat because he's not like fat, but like, but if you're competing against,
he is fat though. He is. Ako magsasabi taba siya. Ako magsasabi, okay ka lang dyan.
Okay, I'll put it nicely. He likes having his milkshakes. Let's put it that way. New Orleans food is good, I'm sure. But anyway, that gumbo, right? No, but look, if you're playing against the 1% of the 1% when it comes to basketball players in the world, professional athletes, the least you can do is put yourself in position to compete against them by being physically in shape. And that takes dedication, that takes discipline, that takes commitment. And I think, and if you guys have watched the video circulating online the last few days, I think it's clear to say Zion isn't there.
Tsaka kawawa yung Pelicans ngayon. Like, all the players need to be ready. Kasi yung top 8 guys nila, they're injured. And that's worth $160 million in salary.
Yeah. Well, the good news is I think they got 2 guys back recently and they're gonna get DeJounte Murray back this week.
Oh, but was it a broken hand?
It was the first game of the season. Literally the first game of the season. But yeah, Zion, I don't know. It's not easy to have faith in him right now.
Yeah, but say bye-bye to him.
Bye. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen with that one. Now, with what's hot, number 5, the Hawks to honor Dikembe Mutombo with special tribute during Monday's game. So, he died of brain cancer at 58 years old last September 30th. So, he was honored on November 25th. And this tribute featured a halftime video celebrating his career and humanitarian efforts. Did you know that originally he wanted to become a doctor, had a scholarship?
Wow.
To become a doctor. But he was recruited by Hall of Famer basketball coach John Thompson to play basketball instead. So when he got into fame and he accumulated his money, he built a hospital back home. So he had a lot of efforts, humanitarian efforts, and he gives back. And that hospital, he named it after his mom.
Wow.
Kasi Dikembe Mutombo talaga yung isa sa mga big men na naalala ko as I was growing up. Kasi yung meron siyang signature, no. Again, nakita rin natin na image, di ba? No. Up to now, ginagamit pa rin siya ng mga Gen Z players ngayon, which I'm glad na it's something na nag-carry over till this year or till now. And it's a great person as well. Just like what you said when you said that he opened a hospital dun sa
with his own money.
With his own money.
Own money.
I mean, he earned a lot during his NBA career, but that's one of the not many cases, siguro good cases of players putting their money to good use.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember watching him. I think the first time I saw him play was in 2001. He was with the Philadelphia 76ers. And he was also a really good defender. He helped that, everyone remembers that Philadelphia team for Allen Iverson, but he helped that 76ers team make it all the way to the finals. And he established a pretty good career for himself. But it was nice, like you two mentioned, that he used the rewards of that career of hard work to help others, especially in his home country, in the continent of Africa, where we know na not everyone might be fortunate financially. So he gave back, he uplifted people, and that's what we love to see from athletes and idols and stars who achieve success at the high level, right? Yes, your hard work got you there and you deserve everything you have. But at the same time, what are you doing to uplift other people as well to come along with you? And safe to say, Dikembe Mutombo did absolutely that.
And we also want to uplift our viewers, the people watching right now.
Yes,
So we want to
it's
give you
segue.
guys vouchers. At para manalo dyan, syempre, kailangan sumali kayo sa aming trivia questions. Pero, we need to make sure that you have the right mechanics down. Here's how.
Yan, bibigay kami ng 1,000 pesos worth of 1xBet vouchers sa ating 10 lucky winners. So, ang unyo gagawin is like and follow us on Facebook at Basket Pinas PH. Next one is share the live stream on your Facebook page and make sure your profile set to public para kita ng ating mga team yan. Next up, you have to comment down your answer to our fast break question of the day, and don't forget to use the hashtag #BasketPinas. Next up, watch the live stream and wait for the announcement of the winners with the correct answers. And lastly, participants must be registered on 1xBet using our code BPinas to join the giveaway. One more time, BPinas to join the giveaway.
Okay, Basket Pinas Predicts fast break question number 1. Here we go.
What is the name of the NBA trophy awarded to the champions?
What is the name of the NBA trophy awarded to the champions? If you know the answer, write it down below using the hashtag BasketPinas. Now we're going to be doing a recap of the game that happened. And this one is going to be the Dallas Mavericks winning over the Denver Nuggets 123-120. Now this is a little Dallas Mavericks without Luka defeated Denver Nuggets with returning Nikola Jokic. So let's talk about this one, because what does this say about Dallas Mavericks, this win?
Well, for me, I've always been a believer of their depth. Like sa bench depth nila. That's why, di ba, yung mga notable players like si PJ Washington, 22 points, 13 rebounds. Kyrie, all-around game. This is not his usual scoring output, yung 19 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. But he was there on both ends of the floor. And then sakto nga rin like to just prove how great the bench depth of the Mavericks are this season compared to last year. Yun nga, kasi ating player of the game si Najee Marshall at 26 points, hit some timely buckets, and that's the reason why I felt like Dallas was able to separate themselves from the Nuggets.
Yeah, it speaks a lot to Dallas's depth. They won this game without Luka Doncic. Now, I think part of Luka missing the game helped Dallas's defense as well, because Luka hasn't exactly been a great defender to start this season. But yeah, the depth: Klay Thompson, Najee Marshall, PJ Washington, Dan Gafford, Blake Lively ba? Or is it?
Derek Lively.
Derek Lively.
May pinanood ka bang show ni Blake Lively recently? Pero pwede I got the last name right.
I got the last name right. I'm like, whoa, wait, no. But yeah, Dallas's depth is really good, and it speaks to the coaching as well. I think Jason Kidd is really good for that team.
Now, Dallas Mavericks were building a 24-point lead, only for the Nuggets to storm back and take the lead in the fourth quarter. Actually, itong si Nikola Jokic recorded his 5th consecutive triple-double in this game. He was gone for 3 games because the birth of his child. So even though he recorded his 5th consecutive triple-double, Denver Nuggets still lost. Why? What does this mean?
Well, Denver has been a bit inconsistent as of late. They also lost to the Knicks in surprising fashion today. They did beat the Lakers a few days ago. I think the consistency that we've kind of expected of the Nuggets the last few years to be there isn't there right now. Jokic is playing awesome. Jamal Murray, not so much. And the rest of the team, of course, they're still missing Aaron Gordon as well. A very important part of the team. So I feel like expanded roles for the younger guys who were in the bench last year now playing more minutes, and you bring in someone like Westbrook. I don't think the team is gelled completely yet, and they're just not consistent enough.
Are they depending on him too much, do you think also?
Nikola Jokic? Well, they are really dependent on him. They really have to depend on him. Kasi medyo yun nga. Gaya nagsabi ni Navina, si Jamal Murray medyo nagsastruggle. Dapat yung makitang Jamal Murray ng Denver Nuggets is yung Jamal Murray kapag Lakers kalaban. Naalala mo yun? So, madaming tao dito sa Pilipinas yung sobrang naiinis kay Jamal Murray kasi sobrang nilaro niya yung A+ game niya kapag kalaban yung Lakers. So, it's something na gusto makita rin ng Denver kasi dapat he's never been an all-star, right? Never pa naging all-star si Jamal Murray. But he's always like a fringe all-star guy na almost there. So it's more of he just needs to take that next step so that mawala na onting dependency on Nikola Jokic and also habang wala pa nga sina Aaron Gordon to just add depth to their lineup right now. Medyo thin sila eh.
Now we're gonna move on to the Portland Trail Blazers victory over the Houston Rockets, 104-98. So ito yung second consecutive win nila against Houston. So what's making the Trail Blazers successful against the Houston Rockets? Or what is the Rockets doing wrong? Kasi this is twice in a row.
Alam ko nabasa when I was watching this game, kasi I like watching the Rockets sometimes, is that I think they shot poorly in this game. Not only that, nung fourth quarter, aside from their shots not going in, more of tawag dito yung mood nila nagiging dependent sa calls ng mga referees. And when that happens, throw off ka sa game. Instead of assessing internally, okay, anong problema natin, nagiging blame game siya na, kasi kasalanan na referee, hindi tayo nanalo, kaya tayo na off dito eh. But it's more of that na even though they're third, fourth in the West right now,
Third, tapos yung kabila, 13th.
13th, diba? Yung Portland, diba? 13th yung Portland. So it's something that they have to assess on how to move from being good to a great team. That takes time. Bata pa tong Houston. A lot of learning steps. But yeah, that's something that I noticed in their game against Portland. Kaya bakit sila talo ulit?
Yeah, I think Portland is kind of frisky. They also beat Minnesota twice, which I thought was very impressive. And they have some really quality young players like Klingon, the rookie big man, Shaden Sharp, who proved some of that toughness today. And I feel like the team they're not going to go far in terms of making it in the playoffs. But in terms of what you want to see from a young team developing and learning to win, you're seeing some good signs there. Now, Houston, I feel, is a team that they're good enough to compete against anyone, but also they're one of the teams that they're still quite young and they have some maturity issues sometimes. So they can also maybe lose a game to anyone, and Portland took advantage of them.
Yeah, the player of the game is Anthony Simons with 25 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Actually, ang ganda nga ng Maganda rin yung core ng Portland Trail Blazers. You got Fernie, Shadon Sharp, Jeremy Grant, DeAndre Ayton, sina Kamara at some point. And it's just, actually, where did they have them nung preseason natin? I think I have them at 10, di ba?
Yeah.
I said that. So I got parang 10 kaya ng Blazers. And I think they're proving me right so far. But then again, there's still 60 games left to be played. Mm-hmm. But again, sinasabi rin ni Naveen dun sa frisky wins against Minnesota, it means you have something going on. At least may tama na nangyayari dito sa roster nyo ngayon.
So let's talk about, you mentioned maturity. So may nangyari dito at the end of the game with Fred VanVleet.
Yeah.
Tumama ba? Nung gano'n niya yung
pointing finger.
He pointed a finger, pero in one angle, it looked like tinamahan
para tumama
niya
para dun sa isang angle.
The referee.
50K lang?
50,000 USD. He's fined 50,000 USD. If you were the coach, how would you address this kind of behavior? Kasi this might affect, like you were saying, mga calls ng referee, this might affect the mood, the mga players, the way they see the game. So how would you go about this?
Well, first of all, I would probably be more pissed if VanVleet was suspended for a game, because then that hurts your team. A fine will hurt you individually, yes, but if you're also suspended, it hurts the team. And VanVleet is important to the team. He's the lead playmaker. He's the point guard. He's the quote-unquote veteran who's won a championship before with Toronto, with your Raptors back in 2019. But at the same time, too, if you're a coach, you understand that the refs' calls can be frustrating sometimes. And Udoka, the head coach of the Rockets, was a former player. So he knows exactly what VanVleet was feeling at that time. If I were the coach, I would let it be. Honestly, I would say, look, game was done anyway. You're frustrated. We're all frustrated. And I guess there was a way you needed to vent out that frustration. What's important is how you bounce back the next day and just be feel kind of lucky that you weren't suspended.
He's gonna let it go. If you were the coach, paano mo i-address itong conduct na to? Kasi it might affect the team.
Well, ako yung coach rin naman is more of, since tapos na rin, I think internally kausapin ko siya about regarding how to act next time. Pero with regards to sa PR, pagdating sa media, I feel like wala na silang sasabihin about it. Like most NBA teams, like the 76ers, they prefer to keep their issues within the locker room as it should be. So, ganun lang talaga yun. And I feel like, close to 100% siguro, Udoka's gonna side with this player and not on the referee. I doubt he sides with the referee.
Now we're going to be moving on to the Boston Celtics, edging out the Minnesota Timberwolves 107-105. And this marks their 18th consecutive home victories over Minnesota, a streak dating back to March 2005.
Yeah, crazy nga rin yun. No? But then again, this just speaks about the culture of the Celtics. No, interesting game rin as well. I watched this game yesterday, November 25 sa atin. And for this one, for the Boston Celtics, it's really loaded. Wala pa dito si Kristaps eh. Kanina lang siya bumalik from what I know. I mean, Jason Tatum, 26 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. There's even like an article na nabasa ko na si Derek White is becoming the king of the fourth quarter ng Boston Celtics. Imagine mo yun. He's like third, fourth best player. And then you have Jaylen Brown, the player of the game. 29 points, 4 assists. And I think yung 3-point shooting niya dito yung
5 in the opening quarter.
5 in the opening quarter. So, man, there's so much weapons. That's why they're still the class of the East. Tama si Navina when we were discussing that tidbit again. When pag-uusapan natin yung Cleveland Cavaliers and Boston Celtics at one point. And it's games like this which build just solidifying their status as one of the best teams right now in the NBA.
So what about you, Naveen? Do you think itong like yung 18 game win streak, is this more of a testament sa dominance ng Boston Celtics, sa home court advantage? Or do you see this as Minnesota's struggle in high-pressure games, ending the...
Well, 18 straight losses in Boston. It's a mix of everything. First, Boston, for the most part of the last 18 years, have had good teams. They've been competitive, so it makes sense. Minnesota hasn't exactly had the best teams during that stretch. It's only really been recently that they've started being competitive again. So perhaps that factors into it too. And I also read somewhere that apparently Minnesota hadn't won a road game in Toronto, where they lost a few days ago, in more than 20 years or something like that.
May curse.
Yeah. So Toronto and Boston are like quite close to each other. They're both in the same division. So
magnetism going around.
So maybe there's something in that area that just is bad for Minnesota. But hey, actually, I'll give the Timberwolves credit in this game because they were down pretty big.
Yes, they were down by 19 points and made it into a 2-pointer game in the final second. If only Naz Reid made that 3-pointer.
Yes. And before that too, they were down 2. Edwards had the chance to take the lead and missed like a semi-wide open 3-point shot. So they were close to getting a big win. But Minnesota's been inconsistent this season. They're not the same team we saw from last year.
So would you say this is like this is showing their lack of clutch performance?
I think it's a mix of maybe the new parts just hasn't clicked quite well yet. Because look, they sacrificed defense for offense when they made that trade. Not to say Karl Anthony Towns is a great defender, but then at the same time, their team together was a good defense last year. They were in the top 5 in the defense last season. According to the stats, they're now in the middle of the NBA in terms of defensive rating. And the offense has improved, but not like so much to make up for the lack of defense.
They need to start clicking. Otherwise, like losing in other people's home courts, other teams' home court, baka magkaroon ng some kind of mental.
Yeah,
it can affect them mentally, ba?
Yeah.
Like, lagi tayo natatalo dito, baka matalo tayo ngayon. I mean, I don't know, is it a curse? What do you guys think? But we're gonna be moving on to Oklahoma City Thunder winning against the Sacramento Kings, 130-109. Okay. Now, pag-usapan natin kaagad ang ating best player of the game, SGA Masterclass, all-star, absolutely unstoppable, lighting up the scoreboard with 37 points, 4 rebounds, 11 assists, and he didn't do this alone because yung ating bench contributing a massive 40 points to keep pressure on Sacramento.
Yeah, and then slowly naman, I mean, if you think about it naman talaga, yung OKC Thunder, kapag kumpleto sila, they really have a really solid team. They're one of the teams expected to come out of the West. Pero yung unfortunate na wala si Chet Holmgren, na i-re-evaluate in 4 to 5 weeks pa. Si Jalen Williams, yung one of their backup centers. So, pero at least ngayon, nakita natin na nakabalik na nga si Hartenstein, si Isaiah Hartenstein, who came from the New York Knicks before. And I honestly thought magiging close nga tong game na to considering tambak 132-109 is more of just the Kings. I thought na makakasabay yung front court nila, but sadly I was mistaken.
Were you surprised na tinambakan nila?
No, I think OKC has been really good all season long. And they had some struggles there a little bit when they lost Chet Holmgren, their big man. But Isaiah Hartenstein has come back and he has made a quality impact for this team. He's providing the kind of performance that they really needed out of him when they signed him. And OKC, I expect them to be 1 or 2 in the West when the season ends. So wins like this will help them get there. They're a championship contender and Sacramento is not.
Now, with SJ's performance against the Kings, do you think that he belongs in the MVP conversation?
Absolutely. Look, he won't have great stats he has great stats. It's just Jokic's stats sometimes makes everyone else's stats look miniature,
Parang
right?
inferior. Parang yung Jokic eh.
Yeah. But he's the best player. If he's the best player on a team that has the best record in the NBA, shoot, why not give him the MVP, right?
So, how do you think he stands beside the front runners like si Jokic, Giannis, Luka? You say yes, MVP conversation, pero beside them,
Well, kasi may fatigue na yung mga pangalan niya, 'di ba? Like kailangan mo isipin na okay, isipin ng mga tao or ng media. These guys won it a lot of times already. Lagyan natin ng bagong flavor na naman, 'di ba? Usually may pupasok yung mentality na ganyan whenever somebody new, quote unquote new like SGA pops off, 'di ba? So yun yung advantage niya. This guy's a new candidate na we can give the MVP title to. While these guys, okay na yan, nag-ano na yan before nag-MVP na yan. So I think yun yung advantage niya, even though yun yung mga kalaban niya.
So what else do you think he needs to do to make sure that OKC is deep in the playoffs and he can solidify his MVP?
At least stay in the top 2, OKC, or at least in the top 3, get some wins. Kasi yun lang naman talaga winning solves everything pagdating sa MVP case. So I just feel like just continue what you're doing. Try to show na kaya mo i-carry tong team na to while wala si Chet Holmgren and the rest. And then I think the narrative will be the one to run your wheels into getting to the MVP conversation.
And just to add to that too, the meaning of MVP is most valuable player, right? So which player is most valuable to their team? Here's a statistic I heard about just this morning actually. The Oklahoma City Thunder per 100 possessions are 15 points better than their opponents when Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is playing on the court compared to when he's resting on the bench. So that is the difference of having SGA on the court and the bench. 15 points, that's the difference. So that just goes to show you how valuable SGA is when he is on the court for the Thunder.
Now, let's talk about Sacramento, the Kings. They gave up 130 points. So would you say na defense is their main issue, their glaring issue?
Yeah, it has been really the last few years, right? Because Sabonis, as good as he is on offense, and he's a good player, he can rebound the ball, he can distribute for teammates, he can score. But if he is your main big man, you're gonna be able to score in Sacramento because he's not a great defender, he's not a rim protector. So you will be able to score in the Kings. And Sacramento, the way they play, they're not there to I'm sure they'll try to get stops, but they're not the kind of team that wants to beat you with defense. They're the kind of team that will try to outscore you instead.
So, realistically, can they fix their defensive struggles with their current roster?
I don't think so. Mostly offensive-centric yung team nila eh. So, unless they make a trade in the middle of the season, tsaka lang nila maayos yun. But then again, kailangan mo pa isipin yung chemistry, how to build that. So, I feel like the Kings are...
They'll just keep trying to outscore.
Yeah, yun yung nila eh, specialty na. So, why not ride on that one? Hopefully, umangat kayo sa standings.
At sana yung specialty ng ating mga manonood are trivias para umangat kayo sa possibility of getting the 1,000 peso voucher. And here's how.
Ayan, so mag-like and follow lang kayo sa Basket Pinas at Basket Pinas PH on Facebook para makasali to start it off. Next one, share in the live stream on your Facebook page. Make sure yung profile yun nakaset to public. Number 3, comment your answer for our fast break question of the day. And don't forget to use the hashtag BasketPinas. Watch the live stream, wait for the announcement of the winners. with the correct answers. Tapos lastly, participants must be registered on 1xBet using our promo code BPINAS to join the giveaway. One more time, BPINAS to join the giveaway.
All right. Good luck. This is Fast Break question number 2.
Who was the first non-American player to be named NBA MVP?
Okay, who was the first non-American player to be named NBA MVP? Write down below. Use the hashtag Basket Pinas. Okay, kailangan. I'm so excited for this next one called Shoot the Facts. Kailangan makuha natin to ng tama because we're doing a different type of dare today. Consequence. Egg yolk.
So dapat mali si Naveen.
Dapat mali.
Dapat mali si Naveen.
Dapat mali siya
Kasi
kasi
tayong dalawa yung talo past 2 days eh.
I'm allergic to eggs. So kung matalo,
Hindi niya makuha to, promise. Nung nakita ko yung question kanina, sabi ko, mahirap to, di ito makuha.
Egg yolk. Okay? Kapag natalo, si Naveen, he has to drink a shot of egg yolk. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger does this. So,
Oh, that's true.
Protein mo.
this is for your protein intake. Are you ready?
Sure, let's go.
Okay, are you guys ready? Because you guys can play along. This is the question. Shoot the facts. Here we go. Who was the first player to be inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame?
Di ko rin alam.
Is this hard?
It's so hard, di ko rin
Okay,
alam.
sige.
Nung pinakita sa akin, sabi ko,
Sino
to?
nga ba ang unang manlalaro? Okay, do you know
Who
the
is
answer?
that?
Jaworski.
Walang
Jaworski.
clue. Because he's always winning.
Wala nga sa papel rin natin eh.
Oo,
Di ba? Hindi rin nila
wala
nalagay
rin,
eh.
hindi rin sinasabi
Para walang,
sa amin.
walang
Is
leakage.
it like a popular player?
Is
You
it
know
a
the answer,
popular
right?
I don't know the
player?
answer. Ay, nakita ko rin yung sagot, pero
Ako, wala sa akin yung sagot. Ay! Hindi, wala nga.
wala sa atin.
Wala dito,
Hindi nila
wala.
nilagay. It's empty. Oh.
Okay. Who do you think
Let
it
me
is?
think.
Oh my gosh, are we gonna see him lose? This is so
Ano
exciting!
ba tayo? Kaya naman mag-countdown.
This is so
Pag master
exciting.
kasi dapat
Okay, I'm just gonna guess, I guess.
Okay.
Because I've never actually researched this. Is it George Mikan?
Fuck! Parang yan nakuha yan.
Is it tama?
Oh.
Oh my God! Answer! Seriously? Why did you guess George Mikan? Why?
Because he's like one of the oldest superstars in the NBA, and I just, figured.
Kala ko ba tama yung...
Really? Oh my God!
Mahirap na nga yun eh.
Oh my God! Alam mo, feeling ko may multo na bumubulong sa kanya.
Sino yung leak? Sino yung leak sa inyo?
Oh my God!
May
This is
leak
the
din.
best I've
Oh
ever
my
felt
gosh.
answering this question. No one told me, by the way.
Wala
I
rin sa papel
So
namin.
excited for you to lose! Okay, Nico. You have to drink
I never
it.
thought magagawin ko to sa buhay ko.
Take your shot. Take your shot.
Take your shot! Okay, i-record ko to. Kailangan ko tong ma-record
Yo, that's
dahil
fire.
matindi ang ating gagawin. Oh my God. Hindi, alam mo, hindi yan kadire protein yan.
pero di ko pa
Okay, okay, now he's going to drink egg yolk. Egg yolk. Because he lost. Wow! Woo!
I drink the egg yolk.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, yeah.
Tatag kita mamaya. Okay, how does it taste? Describe it.
Ano?
Slimy.
Slimy, yolky.
Pero masarap.
Hindi.
You eat eggs all the
I
time.
eat eggs all the time, pero hindi ganyan.
Para bang malayo sa sunny side up?
Malayo kasi sunny side up, may salt, may ano. Weird.
Minsan di naman yung labas lang yung luto sa sunny side up eh.
Oh, the sunny
Good
side
job,
went down.
Good job! Yes!
Kung sino man yung leak sa inyo dyan, ha?
No one leaked, I swear. I was ready to drink an egg yolk, but I guess...
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Kaya niyo bang uminom ng egg yolk? Kasi kung kaya nyo itong mga gantong klaseng trivias, and if you want to have fun, you can join us in Basket Pinas Timeout. This is where we invite you, yes you, the people that are typing right now, sending those comments, answering the questions, and we're gonna invite you to come to the studio to play with us to win prizes as much as 15,000 pesos. At kahit matalo kayo, namimigay kami ng as much as 5,000 pesos. At kung hindi kayo napili, don't you worry, because everyone that's watching right now, you have a chance to win 12,000 peso voucher from 1xBet. Here's how.
Yan, so meron kami 12K welcome bonus para sa mga new account on 1xBet. So register na using our promo code BPINAS. All caps lang guys, message Basket Pinas page kung may question kayo. Mas naka-recover na ako. At may sasagot agad dyan pagka-message nyo. And lastly, if you guys want to place your bets on the upcoming NBA game, just go to 1xBet and use our promo code BPINAS. Link is in the pinned comment section below.
Mag-workout ka kaagad para ano?
Nag-workout na ako eh. Nag-workout na ako in the morning.
Good.
So sabi ko, okay,
It's a post-workout protein.
Oh, yun nga inisip ko na sige, para ano lang, ma-complement yung ginawa mo kanina.
I wonder if your breath smells bad after.
Hindi ko alam.
Kasi it's raw.
Wala pa namang amoy.
Oh my God. Okay, now, we're gonna help you make smart picks for the future games. Para naman matulungan kayo if any bets that you wanna make, or pag-uusapan din natin perhaps certain players here. Up next is Milwaukee Bucks versus Miami Heat. This is happening November 27, 8:30 in the morning. So going up against Miami Heat na magkadikit lang sa standings. Miami is 7-7 and Milwaukee 8 wins, 9 losses. But the Bucks, they've won 4 games straight. They won 6 of their last 7.
I just feel like this is gonna be a case of Miami stopping the streak of the Milwaukee Bucks. I feel like they have the right personnel to disrupt what the Bucks are doing. And hopefully Naveen agrees. Pero si Naveen is a honest Heat fan naman kasi yun yung gusto ko sa kanya. But yeah, I feel like this is where the streak ends with Miami. Assuming na kompleto sila, no? Like just in the Bam, just Jimmy, all the other guys, Jaquez. I think that they could win against Milwaukee.
But Milwaukee, Giannis is leading in shooting right now in the league, highest percentage in shots. And Giannis and Dane, great chemistry against your favorite team.
Against my boys. Yeah, Milwaukee, next to Boston, Milwaukee's probably been Miami's biggest rival in the Jimmy Butler era. They faced each other in the playoffs in 2020. They faced each other in the playoffs in 2021. And they faced each other in the playoffs in 2023 as well. So a lot of history, some bad blood, and some great moments in these two teams over the last few years. Milwaukee, they've started to hit a bit of a stride here. They've started winning some games recently. Although some of the teams they've beaten recently aren't that great.
They're not the toughest teams.
Indiana's not a bad team to beat, I guess, and Milwaukee won that game convincingly. But this Heat team should give them a good test. Miami is coming off 2 straight wins also against Philadelphia and then against Dallas, albeit without Doncic. Jimmy is playing the best basketball he's played this season. And they look good, so I'm very interested to see how this matchup goes. I'm interested to see how both teams play against each other. I don't know. I'm gonna go with a reverse psychology, but I kind of feel like the Bucks win this.
The Bucks will win. I mean, they've been the games that they've been winning. They're the games that they should be winning.
Yeah,
they didn't
dapat lang.
start off the season on a great note, so they're making it count, the games that they're playing right now, and it's gonna be tough against Miami Heat. So you're gonna go Milwaukee Bucks. You're gonna go Heat.
Miami ako.
I'm gonna go with Milwaukee also,
Ooh.
just because the Giannis Dame combo.
Okay.
And I was listening to somebody talk about Dame that he doesn't really set screens, but he's setting screens for Giannis, and their chemistry is just getting better. So I'm gonna go with the Bucks. 2 Milwaukee and 1 Heat. All right. Up next, Los Angeles Lakers versus the Phoenix Suns, November 27th at 11 a.m. So the Suns. 5 straight losses naman. Sa LA Lakers, 2 straight losses. Kanina lang, they lost against Denver Nuggets by 25 points.
Sama kayo, no? But for this one, I will side with the Phoenix Suns. Considering na may mga report.
Kevin Durant
Yeah,
and
babalik na si KD and Bradley Beal. Kaya ganyan rin siguro yung money line odds, 1.66. It's more of them returning already. And it's home na ang Phoenix din. And I believe na it's due time for them to break that 5-game losing streak. Kaya believe talaga ako na matatalo nila Lakers dito.
Durant, Beal coming back, breaking the lose streak.
Yeah, and Phoenix started the season very good with KD in the lineup, right? I think they won like 9 or 7 out of 8 games. But they only had like 1 loss. And since KD got injured, they started going in a spiral. And Beal has missed some games as well. So getting those 2 guys back will be good for this team. The Lakers, I think, are also... Yeah, they are on a 2-game losing streak. So I think the Lakers will come into this game motivated to end that spree for themselves. I'm going to go Lakers here. I think the Lakers get this win.
Lakers. I think I'm going to go with the Suns because I like the Durant Beal comeback, the return. Welcome back. So, 2 against 1. Up next, we're going to give you another fast break question because we want you guys to win 1,000 peso voucher and we're helping you make the predictions. But we're going to help you also up next is to make sure that you get the mechanics down right para mag-qualify kayo sa ating fast break. And here's how.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking for 10 winners worth 1,000 pesos of 1xbet vouchers. Ang mga kailangan nyo lang gawin is like and follow Basket Pinas on Facebook at Basket Pinas PH. Number 2, share the live stream on your Facebook page. Dapat yung profile nyo naka-public at hindi private. Comment your answer for our fast break question of the day. And don't forget to use the hashtag #BasketPinas pagkasagot nyo. Number 4, watch the live stream. Wait for the announcement of the winners with the correct answers. And lastly, participants must be registered on 1xbet using our promo code BPINAS to join the giveaway.
Alright, make sure it's public, share the stream, and use the hashtag BasketPinas because this is fast break question number 3.
Who was the first player in the NBA, in NBA history, to record a quadruple double?
Quadruple double. How rare is this?
Very rare.
May nakagawa na ba nito in the last 3 years?
Parang wala.
Di ba Wemby get a quadruple double?
Did
Hindi
he?
rin.
No.
Okay.
Or hindi, 5-5-5 lang ata yun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sino nga ba ang first NBA player to do that? If you get this right, you're pretty good. But next, we're gonna be doing predictions for the New York Knicks versus the Dallas Mavericks happening November 28 at 8:30 a.m. So for this one, it seems like the New York Knicks lineup, it's complete. They are 10-7, fourth. They came off a 27-point win versus Denver Nuggets. And Dallas will play without Luka. No Luka. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Pero it really matters considering na the Knicks have that rare blend of offense and defense. And also, super believer talaga kay OG Anunoby. I like him.
40 points.
Yeah, had 40 points
points.
nung kalaban nila yung Denver kanina wherein they won by 27.
Okay. Is
Diba?
he an all-star candidate this year?
Basta healthy siya. He can be a dark horse all-star candidate na magugulat ka na lang, oh, nasa all-star lineup si OG Anunoby. So, pwede mangyari yun considering na 6'8", 6'9". He's longer. Like, he's kind of built. No, he's taller than Jaylen Brown. I was gonna say, parang siyang built like Jaylen Brown, but he's like 2 inches taller with a wider wingspan. Pero, he's a two-way force that, when healthy, could propel the Knicks to, like make it a competitive series against the Celtics if ever they reach that point.
40 points. All-star candidate?
If he keeps playing like this, definitely. The thing about OG is you expect him to have good games, but you also expect eventually at a certain point of the season, there's that news report that's gonna say OG Anunoby out 8 to 10 weeks. For some
Lagi na pipilay din yun eh.
But look, OG is great, and what I like about OG's, as good as he is on offense, he also likes to play defense. He likes to guard you, which is good for this Knicks team. And that was a very impressive Knicks win earlier. We talked about Denver's struggles, yes, but it's still very hard to beat Denver in Denver's home court. And for the Knicks to do that, dominating from start to finish, they stepped on the gas pedal, they didn't let it go, and they stayed in control. That to me was very, very impressive. That's the sign of what a contender should be. But for this game, I think I'm going to go Dallas.
Dallas?
Yeah. I like the way Dallas has been playing.
You were going for...
I'm going for New York.
I'm gonna go for the Knicks as well because they're complete. And walang Luka. So I think that's going to matter. So locking it in. Now up next, Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Golden State Warriors happening November 28th at 11 a.m. So the Warriors, they're on a mini slump right now. They lost to inferior opponents, Spurs and the Nets. So will this slide continue against the OKC?
I feel like this is the game wherein they get back their bearings sana. Inis na naman ako kanina, talo sila against the Brooklyn Nets. Parang comeback pa yun. They were down 12. Parang gano'n. Like,
the Nets were down like 19.
The Nets were down as much as 19. 19 pa pala. So, this is gonna... Alam mo yung reverse fortune, makakalaban ng Warriors, yung OKC. maybe ito na yun na kahit nandiyan si Hartenstein, pero natakot kasi ako sa revenge factor ng OKC di ba? Natalo sila sa Warriors last time. They wanna try to get back to the Warriors, pero ito yung game na back on the winning column, yung Golden State. At least para sa akin.
Yeah, so what's gonna happen, Mara, is Golden State's not gonna win another game again the whole season, and they're gonna trade Steph Curry to the Heat, and Nico will cry and I will be happy. Nah, I'm just joking.
Wala, uminom na ako ng egg yolk dyan.
Egg yolk.
Dahil sa leak mo.
Hey, no leaks. No leaks here.
Huwag ka nang mag-waste ng mantika next time. I-open mo na, tapos inumin mo na daw.
Diniretso ko nga eh.
Dapat straight like that. Crack the egg with your fist.
Mas malalaman baka may makain pa akong eggshell.
No, but I think OKC wins this game. I think the Warriors are currently in, like you said, the slide. One reason why is because Buddy Hield hasn't been shooting as well as he was to start the season, which was the most predictable thing ever. Buddy Hield was not gonna...
20 to 25 games in, dun na bababa.
Yes.
I think may kasamitan na tayo dito before na, is it sustainable?
Yeah.
You said no.
Sabi namin 20-25 games,
We're like,
check na siya. Yan na nga.
So Buddy Hield stopped shooting like Larry Bird. Surprising, right? No, but the Warriors, I think, is on a slide. I think the Thunder have been consistent all season long. And I believe the last time both teams faced each other, Golden State beat Oklahoma City. Is that right?
Ito yung na-injured din si Chet. Ito yung game na na-injured
And I'm
siya.
looking at this game as an opportunity for OKC to go into Golden State, for SGA to go into Steph Curry's house and be like, yo, I'm here. We here. We're here to take the crown.
Nag-trash talk sila.
I like it. Yeah, exactly.
We like the drama. Give it to
Pero
us.
Golden State ako.
Yes.
Okay, so you're Golden State and both of us OKC.
Okay.
2 OKCs and 1 Golden State Warriors. All right. So we're going to do other predictions. We're not going to elaborate much. We're just going to tell you who we think is going to win. So first, let's start with the November 27th game, 8 a.m. Chicago Bulls versus Washington Wizards. I'm going to go with Chicago. Malakas si Vucevic.
Chicago.
Oh, all of us.
Josh
Chicago.
Giddey triple-double.
All right.
Town.
Locking it in. Okay, same day, November 27, 9 a.m. Houston Rockets versus Minnesota Timberwolves.
Minnesota.
Houston.
Ooh, ako din, Minnesota. All right, the next day, November 28, 8 a.m. Atlanta Hawks versus Cleveland Cavaliers.
Ooh.
Cleveland.
Easy blowout. Cavs.
Cleveland.
Cavs.
Okay, prediction lang, I'm gonna add. By how much do you think they're gonna win against the Hawks?
Tingin ko mga 17.
11.
70?
Mga 17 lang.
17-11. Basta double digits.
Nag-burp ako kadiri.
Double digits. Kailangan tambak. It's
Burp
Cleveland.
that egg out.
Number 2
Okay.
egg.
November 28, 8 a.m. Din. Sacramento Kings versus Minnesota Timberwolves.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota twice. Okay.
Minnesota.
We believe in you. Okay, locking it in.
Song ba yun? Or ngayon mo lang ginawa yun?
Hindi, ngayon lang. Kasi we've been saying
Puro
Minnesota.
tayo Minnesota eh, no?
Yeah, we've been saying Minnesota. So that's what we think. We hope that helps. And if you forgot what we said, it's okay. You can rewind and you can check it out here at Basket Pinas PH on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. So now we want to reveal the right answers for the fast break question, and we'll see if you got this right. So we're gonna go back to fast break question number 1. Here it is.
What is the name of the NBA trophy awarded to the champions?
What is the name of the NBA trophy awarded to the champions? Okay, answer this, Naveen.
Larry O'Brien Trophy.
And the answer is... Dun, 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 the Larry O'Brien Championship Trophy. Ding, ding, ding. I hope you got that right. Now we're going to go to fast break question number 2.
Who was the first non-American player to be named NBA MVP? Hakeem Olajuwon.
And the answer is...
Of course, makakuha niya yan.
Hakeem Olajuwon. I can't wait until who was the first Filipino player to be named NBA MVP.
In our lifetime
Kailan kaya yun? In our lifetime, magagawa ba yan?
Maybe Phil-Am, but not pure Filipino.
Tama,
yeah.
Phil-Am.
Hey, there are a few Phil-Am guys the next few years who will be coming to the
Is it
NBA.
Phil-Am, diba?
Yeah, there are a few of those guys coming
We
in.
shall wait, and then we're gonna have that in What's Hot. All right, fast break question number 3. Here we go.
Who was the first player in NBA history to record a quadruple double?
Who was the first player in the NBA history to record a quadruple double? The first player in the NBA is
Nate Thurmond.
Nate Thurmond!
Wait, alam mo talaga yan? Hindi ko alam yan.
Congratulations! Pero recently, do you guys remember anyone? Quadruple double?
I think the last one to do it was Hakeem.
Ba David Robinson kaya? Nag-quadruple double.
Maybe Hakeem or David Robinson.
Let's hope that magawa ulit yon this 2024-2025 season para mapag-usapan natin yan, and we're gonna put that in What's Hot. Now, we're gonna check out who won in the fast break kasi bibigyan namin kayo ng 1,000 peso voucher from 1xBet. Here we go. Boom, you're gonna see a clipboard with your name on it. And if you're one of the 10, congratulations, good job. Just message us so we can tell you how to claim your prize, and you could use the 1,000 peso voucher to make smart predictions for the future, and you never know, you might double it up. Now, if you guys miss us and if you want to rewind today's topics, today's episode, go back on YouTube and Facebook, Basket Pinas PH, and you can also follow us on Instagram, Basket Pinas PH. Okay, dito nagtatapos ang ating show, pero hindi pa nagtatapos ang ating giveaway because we want to give 12,000 peso voucher. Here's how.
Yeah, meron kaming 12K welcome bonus para sa ating mga new registrants on 1xBet. So just use, para naman meron tayong 12K welcome bonus, yun nga, promo code BPINAS to join the giveaway, and then from there, the link is in the pinned comment section para makasali kayo.
Yes, take advantage of that. Kapag hindi pa kayo nag-register, you should. I mean, we're helping you guys out with the predictions. You could win as much as 12,000 pesos. And I'm gonna miss you guys because we have, okay, today's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's gonna be 3 days since we see each other again. So what are you guys gonna be doing until then?
We got college basketball.
Yeah, you doing a podcast?
Yes, we're gonna do a podcast about that, and I'll be writing some stuff. So just stay tuned to my social media. I got some breaking news I'm working on.
Okay, para sa mga updates. Now, na-record ko, I'm gonna tag you.
Ayan yung abangan ko.
Yung you drank, I had to cut it. Where he's gonna put it on his social media. How can we stalk you, follow you, support you, and your next podcast?
The same lang, Nico Rocha for all. For Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, it's the same. For sure, lalabas sa TikTok yung video ni Mara dun sa ano. So,
lalagay ko yan.
Can I get a tag on IG on that too?
Yes! Hindi ako nakapag-tag din. Tag it after.
Grabe talaga yung sagot na yun. But yeah, yun lang naman guys for everybody listening. Lahat ng mga basketball stuff ko nasa YouTube and TikTok, while IG, FB is more for yung parang lifestyle, more things I do outside basketball.
Hinihintay ko na yung Steph Curry leaves Warriors video.
Hindi yun mangyayari. Hindi yun mangyayari.
Hey, actually, I got an idea sa lahat ng mga nanonood ngayon. If you guys have any suggestions on what should be the next consequence. So ngayon, it's an egg yolk. If you guys want to see us sa consequence na ano ba, inumin ba, or we're gonna do a dare?
What do you wanna see Mara Nico do? Because yeah.
What do you wanna see?
Magbigay kayo ng mahirap na question para sa akin.
And message us, Facebook or Instagram, Basket Pinas PH. We want to know. We want to know your thoughts. Keep them coming. What's next? Kasi ako nagulat ako dun sa egg yolk today. So
Yeah.
Inisip ko na para sa protein.
They told us in the room it's an egg yolk to them, like, oh, I better get this answer right.
I nakilig ako. I was so happy. Pero yung pala mga ako, buti na lang hindi ako yung
3 straight na tayo talo. Kailangan natin ma-reverse yan.
So before Friday, you guys can also join me every morning, 6 to 9 a.m. at Good Times Magic 89.9. And also listen to the podcast Good Times as well, where we solve people's problems. If you guys want to take a break from basketball, stay tuned for that. But this time, we have to say goodbye. And we shall see you next Friday for Basket Pinas Predicts, powered by 1xBet. Have a great night, everybody. Keep it good vibes.
See you guys.